Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2022 general readings. We are looking at the first half of November from the 1st through the 15th, and this reading is for our twins, the air sign of Gemini. Welcome everyone. Thanks so much for taking the time to be here and watch this video, for all that you do, all the love and support for my YouTube channel, your likes, shares, hitting that subscribe button, reaching out for personal readings, keeping me so busy with those. Your donations, comments, feedback, it is all welcome and all appreciated. And I always like to start with that note of gratitude. So, Gemini, this is for you for the first half of November 2022. If your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Gemini, if you're cross-watching this for a Gemini, it is also relevant. If you know any or all of your other signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, watch them all for additional insight. These are general readings and they can resonate a little differently for everyone. If you find that something really does hit home, it really resonates with you, and you would like to take a deeper look, pull the curtain back a bit and reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, please feel free to email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link with this video. I'd be delighted to hear from you, and I can usually respond the same day with more information. I do offer a pretty wide variety of readings in all areas of life. And I do readings full-time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent about scheduling people in as timely as possible. So if that's something you're interested in, please email me. Okay, Gemini, our twins. Let's see what the first half of November looks like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. We begin with the Five of Cups. Some sorrow, some grief, loss, or regret. Still two cups upright and full, but focused on the ones that are not. So there's some sadness or some loss, some regret perhaps. With strength, but you're dealing with it. Facing fears, doubts, insecurities, even looking at your own part that you've had to play in something. Takes a lot of strength to do that, and you also gain a lot by doing that as well. I get the feeling, Gemini, that some of you have said no to something, even though you wanted to say yes, because you thought it was in your own best interest. Okay. Next we have the Lovers. Typically represents a relationship choice or a relationship at a crossroads, and a choice or a decision needs to be made that's going to significantly impact this relationship. Now, the decision might be about the relationship itself, like, where are we going from here? Are we going anywhere? Should we continue? Should we not continue? It might be in another area of life that will impact this relationship. It might be a choice that you're making together with a partner. Now, because this is a general reading, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, although with the Lovers, it often implies that it is. The Lovers is quite a strong connection. Sometimes can represent a relationship that's very passionate or very strongly connected, but that can be rather turbulent or perhaps has that history. The Seven of Swords, the card of secrecy and concealment. We'll clarify this, of course. Sometimes it can be, like bad deception or lying or exploitation or theft. Sometimes it can just represent doing something undercover because that's what you feel you need to do. Next we have the Ace of Coins, a new beginning. Could be moving, relocating, a new job, a combination of all of those things, because the Ace of Coins is a bit more of a practical new beginning, but it is a new start. It can sometimes represent receiving a sum of money or resources to enable you to start something. With Death, endings and transformation. So there's an ending here, which almost always precedes a new beginning. You have to leave something behind or close something out. Now, death can represent a final ending in that you move completely away from something, or it completely and utterly transforms, like completely transforms. It often just represents leaving something behind. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first half of November is an offer, the Four of Cups. An offer being made by somebody to you or you to somebody else. There is a sense of consideration here, but not moving to act on it. So let's clarify a little bit. Let's clarify that overall energy of the Four of Cups. We have the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So, I mean, this is a general reading. It could be a fire sign. It could be somebody else. It could be any other sign, really. Whoops. The stereotypical King of Wands, King of Fire, is very charismatic, energetic, a go-getter. With the Sun, light, love, warmth, laughter, lightheartedness, pressures being lifted up, and restrictions kind of lessening or even negating. So this is an offer. It feels like, so it's an offer from many of you from this person, or you might be making it to this person. It's kind of like, again, I feel like you say no, though. Even though it's lovely. Let's clarify some more. Let's clarify the Five of Cups. Some loss, grief, regret, sadness. But strength is with that, so it's something, I don't know, let's see. It feels like this is something that you want, but you turn down because it's not good for you. I mean, I'm not seeing the Devil card here, but that's kind of the energy I'm feeling. Five of Cups. The Page of Cups. A message. Love, support, encouragement. The Eight of Wands. Leaving. Traveling. Well, the Eight of Wands is a card of things moving forward quickly, powerfully. In action or in conversation, it's the traditional travel card. The offer may have been to travel or to progress with something or move something forward, but I'm getting this no feeling like, hey, I can't, I have to go. Hey, I would love to, or I love you, or I care about you, but I need to leave, I have to go. I can't do this thing. Clarify strength. Judgment, a pretty significant life path crossroads decision. Judgment is usually final, meaning whatever you choose or decide, that's pretty much what you're locked into. So saying yes to this, especially if it's something cyclical, you're going to go right back into that same cycle. If you say no to it, even though, again, I'm feeling that it's difficult for some of you to do that, it's actually going to change your life path, typically for the better. And the Hermit, which is taking time off to contemplate, seek out wisdom, guidance, insight. But here also it's what you've learned from, because the Hermit has all this knowledge and wisdom from everything they've been through, from all of their experiences, and they're using that here to make this decision. You're using this here to make this decision moving forward, and it takes a great deal of strength, because I feel like whatever this offer or opportunity is, there's a part of you that really wants it, but you're saying no because it feels like it's part of some ongoing or long pattern or cycle of something that you're like, a merry-go-round that you just decided you have to get off of. Clarify the Lovers. The Devil. The Devil is clarifying this relationship. Addictive, obsessive behavior. The Devil is often, not always, but often unhealthy, toxic cycles. But there's something in it that we get out of it, which is why we keep returning to it, which is why it's the card of addictions, right? It's unhealthy, but there's something that we get out of it that keeps tempting us back over and over and over again. It's a very difficult cycle to break. The Ten of Wands, but this is coming to the end of a long-held or long-carried heavy burden, because tens represent cycle endings. So I feel like you've seen something for what it is, and it may be that you've seen it for what it is before this, but you're like, I just can't, because if I agree to do this thing, or if I say yes to whatever this is, then I'm pulled right back into the same cycle again. And I don't want to do that. It's too much for me. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords, though, because there's something else going on behind the scenes here. Or it may be that you see a relationship or some other situation as obsessive and toxic, but you don't really want to tell who or what that situation is, because it makes you more vulnerable to them if they know how tempted you are to take the offer. Ace of Swords, yeah, this is the epiphany, the light bulb going off over your head. You see clearly what this is. You see how unhealthy it is. You see how you need to leave it behind. You also see how tempting it is too. Three of Pentacles, this is a team or a partnership or a collaboration here. But again, this is in secret. You're keeping this to yourself. You may be communicating with this person, no, I can't take it, no, I don't want to. Maybe you say it's unhealthy, but it's probably a good idea not to tell them how attracted you are to it or how much you want to do it. Because again, that, it makes you a little more vulnerable. Could also be that that's interesting, because this feels a little bit like Leo's reading too, if a Leo person or energy is relevant in here for some of you. You also may be making plans without telling this other person or job or situation that, okay, I need to exit out of this relationship, job, work thing. Again, for some of you, it may not be about the relationship itself, although I think for a fair few of you it is. It may be about some other kind of toxic situation that you and your partner are making this decision together. Clarify Ace of Coins. The Nine of Wands, yeah, being close to the very end of a cycle, closing out. And then we had that Ten of Wands, Six of Swords, Knight of Wands. So leaving very quickly, need healing. Knight of Wands is moving very quickly because he's the Knight of Fire. The Six of Swords is a card of healing. That's what's behind this new beginning. I think that there's some planning that'll have to go into the timing and how you do it, but it's like it needs to happen. I just remembered something I read. It's a kind of a poem or prose about leaving something. If you have to leave something that you have loved and worked for and invested in and believed was going to be the rest of your life, if you have to leave something or someone, then do it anyway, but slowly. Do it as quickly as possible, and that's what I'm getting here. Clarify Death. Yeah, Ten of Swords, like that Ten of Wands, surrendering to a painful ending. Seven of Pentacles, after a lot of reflection of what you have invested in it, what you put into it, but what you have to show for it too. Seven of Swords, again, this is like, having made the decision, knowing that you have to separate yourself from this person, place, situation, work, whatever it is. And it's not easy because there's a part of it that keeps pulling on you. But it's unhealthy and you know this, and so you're making plans to move forward, although it doesn't feel like you're talking an awful lot about that, about what's really going on. And again, I have a feeling that for many of you that's probably a good idea at this point. So let's end with any advice, guidance, or feedback. The Empress, remember who you are. She doesn't settle for anything less than what an empress deserves. In terms of advice, this can often too represent, taking care of yourself, maybe even indulging in yourself a bit, because healing that can help with the healing process too. Because healing does imply that there's some pain or challenge or difficulty involved. So make sure to take really good care of yourself, and maybe even indulge a bit. Nine of Pentacles. Going your own way, independence, self-sufficiency, self-confidence, self-empowerment. Remember who you are. It's time to take your power back instead of being at the mercy of something that pulls at you. I mean, this Devil card is addictions and obsessions, but you are really at the mercy of that energy, because the Devil card energy enslaves and entraps through something tempting that tells us we need to have this thing, but really we're its puppet. We are at the mercy of that, and it's time to remove yourself from that so you can take your power back and own being the Empress or the Emperor, depending on your gender. Five of Wands in the reverse. Don't engage in petty drama, arguing, particularly arguing over the same thing over and over and over again. There isn't any point to it unless the other side, the other person, the other situation is willing to be part of an utter transformation. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. This feels like Leo's reading too. It's interesting. There might be some Leo element in there for some of you. All right, those are your messages, Gemini, for the first half of November. I hope that, while this looks like not the brightest of times, it's something I think we can all relate to, having gone through at least once in our life, and quite necessary. So I hope in that sense that the reading was helpful for you and helped kind of clarify and validate things for you. Again, if this is something that really hits home with you, really resonates, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, maybe take a deeper look, please feel free to email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the November mid-month readings. Stay well, stay safe. I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.